What's going on, everybody? The Obsession Podcast back at you. I'm Mike Stadler.
I'm Carl Bethke.
Bob Top down here.
Bob Top. Hey, Bob, how's it going?
It's going well, my friend.
Good, great, good to hear.
Good, great, grand, outstanding.
Bob's one of the guys that hunts with us for everybody out there.
You guys probably seen him on a bunch of different videos over the years. We've only been doing this for, 20 years.
Yeah, buddy. It's been way longer than that.
Well, it seems like that, right?
You got any questions there, Carl?
I do. Hold on, yeah.
I don't believe you.
Well, there's a lot of stuff here, but this one's kind of local. Keith asked us. It's about baiting in Wisconsin, because apparently in the northern counties they want to start banning baiting again due to CWD, and of course there's low deer numbers up there, and everybody's all cranked up about, you're going to take my baiting away, I can't shoot deer. So Keith asked us, baiting in Wisconsin and banning it for the CWD reason in the counties up north. Thoughts on getting it changed in northern counties as CWD has been growing still at a larger rate in the state. He particularly points out Barron County and Chippewa County. Does it make sense to not ban Keith? Well, we don't bait, so...
Yeah, we can't bait here.
We can't bait. We couldn't bait. Even when we did bait, we never did shoot deer over baiting. I mean, big bucks.
No.
Not one time have I ever, even when we could bait, did I ever shoot a buck. Any buck. Over bait.
Personally, I think when you start baiting, you're educating your deer real quick.
True.
They know where that food is, and if you're on your own land, if you're even out prepping food plots and things of that nature, you're going to educate your deer, and that may be the reason why Carl said, you may kill a deer, but you're not going to have some of your bigger deer on your property there.
I think a lot of it has to do with, in general, it's not normal. It's not something you're going to,
right.
Deer's walking through the woods, all of a sudden there's a corn pile in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, I don't think baiting helps you anyway. I mean, any food plot, cornfield, anything like that is gonna congregate deer anyway.
Yeah.
It just is. There's nothing you're ever gonna do about that.
Yeah.
Ever.
No, I agree, 100%.
Which is why, I
think CWD is a stupid reason.
Yeah, the ban on baiting, I don't see the difference, because deer are gonna congregate in a green field, whether you plant it or not.
Yeah.
They're going to congregate at water sources. They're going to congregate in cornfields.
Yep.
And I get CWD is a problem. I'm not saying CWD isn't an issue in deer, but I did look. 23, 24, it was 9% of deer tested had CWD
in the entire state.
In the entire state, which there is some cases in some counties that it hadn't been in before. But it really depends, and we did a huge podcast on this a year ago or 2 years ago, I don't even remember, but, it's an ebb and flow thing.
Right.
Depending upon where you're testing.
Yeah, well, last year we did that show on CWD, and I think it was like almost an hour long, and basically, like Mike said, it's an ebb and flow. When we first got it here in the state of Wisconsin, which my brother-in-law was in the core area, Bob lives in the core area, and everybody was killing a lot of deer, and half the people were throwing them away, which really bothered me. Nobody was taking anything out of them. But you seen that huge gain, and CWD positives were up, but that's because we were killing so many. And all of a sudden it dropped back down on the backside, and it averages at the most in those counties anymore like 8 to 10%. Of the deer that are actually registered and checked.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even check anymore. Most of the time they only check it when you can tell it's a sick deer.
Yep.
Your area where you hunt, right by your house. Why don't you tell everybody about how you noticed what the deer numbers have done?
Deer numbers are way down, and I know you have your ups and downs and things of that nature, but as Carl said, when this first became an issue, that people were bringing in deer. They didn't even gut the deer.
Yeah.
You know, they just brought them in and they literally had dumpsters that they were dumping them in. And now, years later, our deer population is really, really struggling. You know, we just plain shot too many deer. People didn't know what or how to try to handle or control the situation, and some people thought the way to start was by shooting everything that walked, and obviously that has not been a way of curing or slowing it down. But the only thing that did was just knock down our deer population, and it's struggling to come back. So
yeah, well, even at Tom's place, which is what, 10 miles from where you are, 15 miles. Here in southern Wisconsin, where the core area was, there's not near the deer that used to be there. And size-wise, I will say this: it does seem to affect, at least where my brother-in-law's place is, the age class of deer. He very seldom gets anything that's, if you're into that, 4 years old or older anymore. I don't know if it's the CWD or the amount of people hunting the area.
Yeah, I'm personally, I don't think it's CWD.
No, it's probably the number of hunters.
That's just people shooting what they shoot.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody, you know, a lot of people think, I think a lot of people think that that's what it is, but it's not. People shoot year and a half, 2.5.
Yep.
Year and a half, so it just is what it is.
Well, now he's got that big public land north of him, just right on the edge.
Yeah, it's just more pressure. There's a lot more people hunting now.
yeah.
Even though the gun tags are down, the bow tags are way up.
Right.
Or archery tags.
Or archery
I'll say
tags.
archery tags.
Right.
Yeah, there's a difference.
I get into that later.
As for the northern part of the state, honestly, the big deal there, Kevin, is you guys are down, way down in numbers, deer numbers. Number one, hard winters, no food for the deer. You have a serious wolf problem
Predators,
that needs to
yes.
be adjusted in the state. The bear numbers are way high, so that's huge on the fawn recruitment. The wolves are way high, which is also a big deal with fawn recruitment, even adults. And that's killing the northern deer herd. Until our DNR gets their stuff together on that, I think it's going to be hard. I don't think that baiting, taking baiting away from you guys, should really ever change your hunting. I do understand that a lot of you hunt the big woods, and it's hard to find what you would consider a normal food source, but there's plenty of them out there. You guys have to just go look for them. A lot of people have come to the conclusion that baiting is how they're going to do that. You know, you're going to throw a bunch of bait out, and these deer are going to come to the bait. Well,
that predation problem is one of the biggest problems of it. I think people overlook. You know, I mean, we talked to, you know, a friend of ours, Andrew in Canada, which he's just into Canada, and the wolves there and the bears, obviously there's a lot of bears, have destroyed the whitetails. They don't have any.
Well, whitetails, moose.
They don't. None of them. Everything's gone. You know. And,
I mean, it's great for the bear hunting.
Yeah, and it's good if you want to hunt wolves.
Yeah.
But you're not deer hunting there.
Yeah, if you want to check out, get a wolf hunt, give Andrew a call.
Yeah, it's. But that's one of the biggest problems. It's a lot bigger of a problem than CWD is, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think of that. There's one picture Andrew sent out to everybody, and it was pretty cool, I thought. But when you start thinking about how it affects, you know, the deer herd or the moose and everything up there, but there's 12 wolves in one picture.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
how
one
much
trail camera.
One trail camera. How many animals do they have to kill to feed that pack? You know, so that's that explains the deer herd and everything being down.
And they hunt them there.
Yeah, no, they can legally hunt them. We can't even hunt the damn things. And you know, in Michigan, the UP has the same issue. You know, and unless UP and Wisconsin get together and get their ruling together on that, it doesn't matter what one does and the other one doesn't do. It's still going to affect that whole area, northern Wisconsin, the UP in general. It's just a total mess, in my opinion. But we need to get the federal people involved to let us hunt the wolves, and that's where the problem's coming into.
Yep.
So. And I think, too, if, like Carl had mentioned, plenty of food sources. There really is. So spend some time on your property and look for them, and you know, you can put in a small food plot and attract, you probably have as good, if not better,
better results with a food plot than a bait site.
Right, with the
for deer.
brassicas,
for deer.
You know, turnips, things of that nature. It's not an expensive thing if you do just a small plot or two, and give that a try.
Yeah, if it's your own property. If you guys are hunting public land, there really isn't much you can do, but you do have to find what the deer are feeding on. And 9 times out of 10, it's just typical browse, certain types. If honeysuckles, things like that, they'll nibble on that. If you got a downed box elder tree, things like that. Just the food in general that you're going to find in the woods is locations where you're going to hunt deer. But the numbers are way down, we'll agree with that for sure. And as for the CWD part of it and baiting, I just don't think that the baiting part of it's going to.
Yeah, I think it's a minor part of the issue. I think there's a bigger issue that we can't address yet.
Yeah, the predation. Even they keep giving out more and more bear tags, which is great.
Yeah, that's fine, but
good with that.
they're not going to have some wolf tags.
Yeah, the wolves are a serious issue. So
yeah,
we appreciate the question, Keith. Hopefully that answered your question and our thoughts on that one. CWD and baiting. If you get a chance, you want to subscribe to the channel, just subscribe right here on YouTube. If you want to listen to us on the podcast, you can check us out at any of the big podcasts.
Yeah, anywhere you can get your podcast, we are there.
We appreciate each and every one of you. Also, be sure to check the new page.
Yep. Blue Collar Bucks. It's people out there just hunting real life, small properties, public, no ranches, no high fence stuff, just real people getting it done and being proud of it. So get out there and check it out. We just started that a few days back, and people seem to love it. So
we appreciate that.
Yeah, buddy.
Fucking